Look, I'm gonna be real with you. Turn-based games have this reputation for being slow, methodical, maybe even a little boring to some people. But that's exactly why I wanted to put this list together, because there's this whole world of tactical games out there that are absolutely incredible, and a lot of them fly completely under the radar. We're not talking about your typical mainstream releases here. We're diving into 15 turn-based games that deserve way more love than they get. Some are indie gems, others are just criminally overlooked, but all of them have this addictive strategic depth that'll hook you for hours. So if you're into planning your moves, outsmarting opponents, and that satisfying feeling of executing the perfect strategy, stick around. Let's jump in. At number 15, we've got Bloodgrounds. This one's a tactical roguelike that throws you into brutal arena combat where every decision matters. You're managing a team of gladiators, and the turn-based system here is unforgiving in the best way possible. The combat design forces you to think about positioning, stamina management, and when to go aggressive versus playing it safe. What makes Bloodgrounds stand out is how it handles permadeath and progression. Each run teaches you something new about the tactical layers, and the variety of gladiator builds keeps every playthrough feeling fresh. The initiative system adds this layer of tension where faster characters can interrupt enemy turns, creating these clutch moments where one smart move saves your entire squad. It's got that one more run factor that'll keep you up way past bedtime, and the satisfaction of pulling off a perfect tactical sequence is absolutely chef's kiss. Number 14 brings us Cyber Knight's Flashpoint. This is a cyberpunk tactical RPG that nails the Shadowrun fantasy of planning and executing the perfect heist. You're building a crew of mercenaries, customizing their loadouts, and taking on missions that require actual strategic thinking. The turn-based combat here rewards patience and tactical positioning, with cover mechanics and line-of-sight systems that make every engagement feel like a chess match with guns. The depth here is seriously impressive. Between missions, you're managing your crew's relationships, upgrading their cyberware, and choosing contracts that shape your reputation across the city. The tactical layer during missions is where it shines though. You've got action points to manage, special abilities to chain together, and environmental interactions that open up creative solutions. Stealth plays a huge role, so you can ghost through missions or go loud when things inevitably go sideways. The procedural mission generation keeps things unpredictable, and the story branches based on your choices give it solid replay value. Coming in at 13, we have Sunderfolk. This one's a co-op focused tactical adventure that plays like a digital board game brought to life. You and up to 3 friends pick character classes and venture through a campaign filled with turn-based battles, puzzles, and story choices. The tactical combat strikes this perfect balance between accessible and deep, where new players can jump in easily, but there's enough tactical nuance to keep strategy fans engaged. What sets Sunderfolk apart is how it handles cooperative play. Each turn becomes this collaborative puzzle where you're coordinating abilities, setting up combos, and covering each other's weaknesses. The character classes play drastically different from each other, so team composition actually matters. Between combat encounters, you're exploring environments, making dialogue choices that affect the narrative, and managing shared resources. The art style is gorgeous, and the whole experience feels like you're sitting around a table with friends playing the best tabletop game that never existed. Solo play works too with AI companions, but this one truly comes alive with actual people. At number 12, No Plan B. This is a tactical puzzle game disguised as a SWAT simulator, and it's brutally satisfying. Every mission is a single-turn puzzle where you're orchestrating the perfect breach operation. You plan out every team member's movement and actions simultaneously, then watch it all play out in real time. It's turn-based planning with real-time execution, and when a plan comes together perfectly, it feels incredible. The genius of No Plan B is in its constraint-driven design. You've got limited actions, tight time windows, and civilians to protect, forcing you to think through every angle before committing. Each mission is this intense mental exercise where you're calculating sightlines, predicting enemy reactions, and timing breaches down to the second. The difficulty ramps up significantly, introducing new enemy types and environmental hazards that completely change how you approach each scenario. There's no randomness here. Every failure is on you. Every success is earned. The retry loop is instant, so you're constantly iterating on strategies. And that moment when you finally crack a tough mission is pure dopamine. Number 11 is For the King. This roguelike RPG blends tabletop-inspired turn-based combat with procedurally generated adventures, and it absolutely nails that just one more quest feeling. You're leading a party of adventurers across a hexagonal map, engaging in strategic battles, managing resources, and trying to save the kingdom before chaos overwhelms it. The combat system uses a focus point mechanic and dice rolls that add this layer of risk-reward decision-making to every encounter. What makes For the King special is how it captures that tabletop RPG vibe while still being deeply strategic. Each character class brings unique abilities to your party composition, and synergizing them effectively is key to survival. The turn-based battles require smart positioning, resource management, and knowing when to push your luck with risky moves. Between fights, you're exploring dangerous terrain, shopping for equipment, and managing party health and resources. The Chaos mode and different campaigns offer tons of replay value, and playing co-op with friends turns it into this collaborative strategy experience where you're planning moves together and celebrating clutch victories. At number 10, Wanderstars. This is a tactical RPG with a unique sci-fi setting where you're managing a team of space adventurers with wildly different abilities. The turn-based combat system here is all about positioning and ability synergies, with a timeline system that shows you exactly when each character and enemy will act. It lets you plan these elaborate tactical sequences where you're setting up combos and exploiting enemy weaknesses. The progression system in Wanderstars is what keeps you hooked. Each character evolves along branching skill trees, letting you customize their roles to fit your preferred tactics. Combat encounters are puzzle-like, requiring you to understand enemy patterns and adapt your strategy accordingly. The narrative threading between missions gives context to your fights, and the character interactions add personality to your squad. The tactical depth comes from managing action points, coordinating team abilities, and making hard choices about when to be aggressive versus defensive. It's got that tactical RPG structure where every battle is a fresh strategic challenge, and optimizing your team composition becomes this addictive metagame. Number 9 brings us Fights in Tight Spaces. This is a deck-building tactics game that feels like choreographing a John Wick fight scene in slow motion. You're playing as a secret agent, navigating compact environments, using cards to execute tactical maneuvers and takedowns. The turn-based system here is brilliantly spatial. Positioning matters as much as the cards you play, and you're constantly thinking 3 moves ahead to control the battlefield. What elevates Fights in Tight Spaces is how it merges deck-building strategy with tactical positioning. Your deck represents your fighting style, and as you progress through runs, you're adding new cards and refining your approach. Combat plays out on small grids where environmental hazards become tactical tools. You're shoving enemies into walls, knocking them off ledges, and using their positions against them. The momentum system rewards aggressive play, encouraging you to chain attacks together for maximum efficiency. Each run presents different enemy configurations and level layouts, forcing you to adapt your tactics on the fly. The satisfaction of clearing a room with a perfectly executed sequence of moves, watching enemies fly across the screen, never gets old. At number 8, we've got Astral Throne. This tactical RPG throws you into a medieval fantasy world with deep strategic combat and meaningful choices. You're building an army, managing heroes, and engaging in turn-based battles that emphasize positioning and unit synergies. The combat system rewards careful planning, with terrain elevation, unit facing, and ability combos all playing crucial roles in victory. Astral Throne's campaign structure gives weight to every decision. Between tactical battles, you're making strategic choices about army composition, hero development, and resource allocation. The turn-based combat itself is where the game really flexes. You've got multiple unit types with distinct roles, heroes with powerful abilities, and battlefield conditions that shift tactics mid-fight. Initiative order matters, flanking bonuses are significant, and the morale system can turn the tide of battle if managed well. Each encounter feels like a tactical puzzle where you need to leverage your army's strengths while exploiting enemy weaknesses. The progression systems are deep enough to support multiple playthroughs with different strategies, and the difficulty curve keeps you constantly adapting. Number 7 is Dice Gambit. This one takes turn-based tactics and adds a dice manipulation mechanic that's way more strategic than it sounds. You're commanding units on a grid-based battlefield, but instead of traditional action points, you're rolling dice and assigning them to unit abilities. It creates this fascinating layer of tactical decision-making where you're constantly weighing optimal dice placement against immediate threats. The brilliance of Dice Gambit is in how it turns randomness into strategy. Sure, you're rolling dice, but you have multiple units to assign those results to, plus abilities that let you manipulate die faces or re-roll results. Every turn becomes this optimization puzzle where you're maximizing value from your rolls while positioning units for future turns. The variety of unit types and their unique abilities create endless tactical possibilities. Maps feature environmental hazards and objectives beyond just eliminating enemies, forcing you to balance aggression with positioning. The campaign ramps up complexity with new unit types and challenging scenarios that'll test your tactical adaptability. It's got that perfect blend of planning and adaptation that makes turn-based combat sing.
We were not ready for their divine judgment. We were tested, and almost everyone just failed.
Coming in at 6, Zephon. This 4X strategy game brings turn-based tactical combat to a post-apocalyptic sci-fi setting, and it's absolutely massive in scope. You're building a faction, expanding across a hostile world, and engaging in detailed turn-based battles for territory and resources. The tactical combat system is hex-based with terrain modifiers, unit stacking, and combat abilities that make every battle feel consequential. What makes Zephon compelling is how it integrates tactical battles into the larger strategic layer. Your decisions in combat directly impact your faction's growth and survival. Units gain experience and can be customized with different loadouts and abilities, creating attachment to your forces. The turn-based battles themselves require careful positioning, understanding unit matchups, and leveraging terrain advantages. You're managing multiple armies across a large map, so strategic positioning and timing of engagements become crucial. The faction diversity offers radically different playstyles, each with unique units and tactical approaches. Tech progression unlocks new tactical options, keeping the combat fresh across long campaigns. It's the kind of game where a single tactical mistake can cascade into strategic setbacks, making every turn meaningful.
It's 2054 and the world has changed. Gone to hell.
At number 5, the Shadowrun Trilogy. These 3 games, Returns, Dragonfall, and Hong Kong, represent some of the finest tactical RPG combat ever designed. You're running missions in a cyberpunk meets fantasy world, building a team of Shadowrunners and engaging in cover-based, turn-based combat that requires actual tactical thinking. The combat system uses action points and cover mechanics brilliantly, creating engagements where positioning and ability usage determine success. The Shadowrun Trilogy's strength lies in its perfect marriage of tactical combat and narrative depth. Each mission is a handcrafted scenario with multiple approaches. You can hack security systems, talk your way past guards, or go in guns blazing. The turn-based combat shines when things go loud, with a matrix system that lets deckers fight in cyberspace while the meat world battle rages on. Team composition matters enormously. You need hackers, mages, physical damage dealers, and support characters working in concert. The character progression systems let you specialize deeply or create hybrid builds, and every ability point allocation impacts your tactical options. Between missions, you're managing relationships with crew members, making story choices that branch the narrative, and upgrading gear. Hong Kong especially nails this formula, but all three games deliver satisfying tactical depth wrapped in compelling storytelling. Number 4 is Divinity Original Sin 2. This is arguably the best tactical RPG of the last decade, period. The turn-based combat system here is absolutely brilliant, with an action point economy, environmental interactions, and ability combos that create emergent tactical possibilities you'd never expect. You're controlling a party of characters with deep customization options, engaging in battles that feel like elaborate tactical puzzles where creativity is rewarded. Divinity Original Sin 2's combat is a masterclass in turn-based design. The elemental interaction system alone opens up insane tactical depth. You can electrify water puddles, ignite oil slicks, create steam clouds for concealment, and chain environmental effects for devastating combos. Every battle becomes this dynamic tactical playground where terrain and element positioning matter as much as your character builds. The initiative system and action point management create meaningful choices every single turn. You've got crowd control abilities, positioning mechanics, and terrain advantages all working together. Outside combat, the character progression is incredibly deep, with classless development allowing truly unique builds. The story adapts to your choices, companion characters have rich backstories and personal quests, and the world is packed with secrets to discover. Whether you're playing solo or co-op with friends, the tactical depth and freedom of approach make every playthrough feel different. At number 3, Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector. This is the Warhammer 40k tactics game fans have been waiting for. You're commanding Space Marines in brutal turn-based battles against the Tyranid Swarm, and the combat system captures the tabletop game's tactical depth while making it accessible and fast-paced. The momentum mechanic creates this aggressive playstyle, where successful attacks fuel your army's momentum, unlocking powerful abilities and extra actions. Battlesector nails the grimdark tactical experience. Unit positioning matters immensely. Facing, flanking, and terrain all impact combat effectiveness. You're managing a diverse roster of units, from basic infantry to massive dreadnoughts, each with distinct tactical roles. The momentum system encourages aggressive tactics, rewarding players who press advantages rather than turtling defensively. Turn order becomes a tactical consideration, as faster units can act before heavier ones, and ability timing can swing entire battles. The campaign takes you through a full storyline with escalating challenges, introducing new unit types and enemy factions that completely change tactical approaches. Skirmish mode and multiplayer extend the replayability significantly. The faction diversity in DLCs adds even more tactical variety. It's Games Workshop's universe translated into probably the best turn-based tactics experience it's ever had. Number 2 is Wartales. This is an open-world tactical RPG that combines mercenary company management with outstanding turn-based combat. You're leading a band of mercenaries across a low fantasy world, taking contracts, managing resources, and engaging in tactical battles that feel weighty and consequential. The combat system uses action points and positioning brilliantly, with each character's build and equipment drastically affecting their tactical role. Wartales hooks you with its loop of exploration, combat, and progression. The turn-based battles are tactical and challenging, requiring smart positioning, ability coordination, and understanding engagement range mechanics. Friendly fire is real, so positioning matters even more. You're constantly building and customizing your mercenary company, choosing new recruits, crafting equipment, and specializing characters into distinct combat roles. The injury system adds consequence to tactical mistakes. Characters can be wounded, requiring rest and treatment. Combat encounters range from small skirmishes to large-scale battles with multiple enemy types that require completely different tactical approaches. The open-world structure means you choose which contracts to take, building your company's reputation and resources at your own pace. Camp management between battles adds this cozy strategic layer where you're assigning tasks, cooking meals, and preparing for the next fight. It's got hundreds of hours of content with satisfying tactical depth throughout. And here we are at number 1. Before I reveal the top pick, if you're enjoying this list, hit that like button and subscribe. It genuinely helps me keep making content like this for you. Alright, number 1 is Bonaparte. This is a grand strategy game with detailed, turn-based tactical battles set during the Napoleonic Wars, and it's absolutely phenomenal. You're commanding armies across Europe, managing resources and diplomacy, then diving into intricate tactical battles where historical accuracy meets deep strategic gameplay. The turn-based combat system models unit formations, morale, terrain effects, and command structure in ways that make every battle feel authentic.